yeah, someone sent me something, and then someone else, and then another one, a few different people. I still probably haven't seen all the pieces, but what I saw was pretty shocking. I can't imagine the Vince McMahon that I know speaking like that person that texted those messages. It seemed like it was coming from a brave 17-year-old or something to me. So my first thought was, come on, like he really said like all that. And then, I know the belief is that they can prove it and that it's legitimate, credible sources. So it just leaves me a little bit bewildered. I can't imagine that, but, I don't know how. It makes me wonder, like, these, like, billionaires that are, like, world leaders, what do they do for fun? Like, you see these movies where they, like, let people out in the woods and then, like, hunt them down and shoot it. There's, like, a rich people's game and stuff, and if any of this stuff, is
come on out, you
based
rapist!
on some truth, then I kind of make a comparison there, as far as like someone that must have like such a hunger for power that they need to control someone, and that's about Vince. I can't say everyone else that was mentioned would surprise me quite as much.
Okay. Yeah, no, it was very, just reading all that. I didn't read the whole doc. Apparently it's a 67-page document.
Yeah.
They did a lot of information. What the Wall Street Journal reported on was pretty allegedly heinous stuff. And so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I know it's what a lot of people was on a lot of people's minds. And it's curious. It's kind of in a way, it's it's fortunate for WWE that like Triple H is kind of in charge now, and then you also have other news developing too with The Rock, we're going to talk about in a second, and stuff like that where there's been a shift, and like a lot of this stuff is kind of like, okay, this is Vince stuff allegedly, but it's kind of like, okay, but there's a new ship in charge, and then all the news breaking with all the positive stuff regarding WWE. So it's going to be a pretty interesting news cycle, I'm sure, for the next couple of weeks, especially on the road to WrestleMania, in addition to all this. So, see what happens.
Vince McMahon accused of sex trafficking. What? By WWE staffer he paid to keep quiet. What? Janelle Grant files lawsuit saying McMahon pressured her into sex with him and other men at WWE, raising questions about 2022 board probe into CEOs' payouts.
Wait a minute!
What?
This is in the Wall Street Journal in a May. By the way, we've skipped over that. Whoever that former UFC champion may have been. In a May 2020 encounter, McMahon defecated on her head during a threesome.
Oh my God! Holy shit! Every paragraph's a new revelation.
Her mental and physical health deteriorated so badly that McMahon sent her in November to a celebrity doctor for sessions at an alternative clinic where she never received any receipts or bills.
Oh my God.
McMahon also paid $20,000 to a surgeon on her behalf.
Let's stop there before we go any further.
Yeah, are you gonna? Well, you just shit on my head while I was blowing Tits McGee over there in the corner, but if you'll give me $20 grand for a surgeon, I'll call it even. What is going on here? How did this get to this point on either side?
Do you think he was defecating because that's a kink of his, or was it just because he's old and he couldn't hold it? Yeah, who means to do that? Because the other person you have to consider as well. No one wants to get shit all over the place.
What position would he have been to shit on her head that inadvertently? How would you? I don't know that I've never accidentally shit on anybody's head. McMahon recruited people to have sex with Grant as well. Well, why not at this point? I can see if I was shit on her head, it didn't scare her off. including WWE's former head of talent relations, John Laurinaitis, who was named as a defendant in the suit. McMahon directed her to visit Laurinaitis at his hotel rooms where she had sex with Laurinaitis prior to the start of work days. No wonder they never got anything done.
Can you imagine, like, before the start of the workday in the office, John Laurinaitis would leave home and go to a hotel to meet up with her, and then they would go to the office?
Ever since he's been happily married to the Bella Twins' mother, they live in Florida, right? So they would fly him up there and put him in one of the hotels that they had near the office. So instead of having breakfast from goddamn Denny's delivered, we had breakfast from the office delivered. And boy, I wouldn't want to go. I never wanted to go to the office anyway, much less after that at 7:30 in the morning. But nevertheless,
can you imagine? He's gotten. I mean, any of the stories you hear about Vince in the old days, the bad ones, he got worse with age. I mean,
I don't know who this fucking human being is. If I had said to the Vince McMahon that I knew at his dining room table sometime, even if it was just with him with the guys joshing around, hey Vince, tell the story about that time you shit on that girl's head. He would have thrown me in the fucking proof. I can't imagine that.
How do you recover from that? How do you stay on the board of directors? How do you stay around once people know it's now beyond everything else, and everything else was awful? He paid off someone who accused him of rape. He had all these hush money payments for all the who knows what reasons. This is one person.
Wait a minute, hold on. That's not just one person. McMahon controlled her professional and personal lives and subjected her to degradation, according to the suit. In the June 2021 encounter inside the WWE office, the suit said McMahon and Laurinaitis forced themselves on her and took turns restraining her for the other, while saying no means yes and take it, bitch.
Holy shit. Was Titan Tower like that when you worked there? Was there any kind of funky shit like this going on? That you knew?
I missed it. And boy, I would have been looking and sniffing around for things like that back in my younger days. No, this is some new shit for me.
Was Laurinaitis doing this with Baba?
Maybe that's why Mrs. Baba liked. But no, hold on here. In July 21, McMahon instructed Grant to create personalized sexual content for a WWE superstar that he was trying to re-sign. That was the UFC fighter. So people familiar with the matter, as the Wall Street Journal says, identified that wrestler as Brock Lesnar.
Didn't Brock walk out when Vince got fired the first time?
Yes!
Or not fired, but when Vince all of a sudden announced he resigned.
When he announced he's quitting, then Brock said, well, I'll see you later. A suit said McMahon shared the explicit photos with the star and informed Grant that he likes what he sees. After the star agreed to a new contract, McMahon texted Grant to say that part of the deal was fucking you. Whereupon McMahon gave Grant's personal cell phone number to the WWE star. The lawsuit said, the wrestler... Okay, this is in the Wall Street Journal.
This is getting out of control.
The wrestler asked her to send a video of herself urinating, the suit said, and after she did, he called her a bitch. The same month, the suit... I would have thanked her first. The same month, the suit said, the star expressed a desire to set a play date, but a snowstorm disrupted his travel plans. In January 2022, the suit said McMahon told Grant that his wife, Linda, had discovered the relationship, and he pressured Grant to sign an NDA in exchange for payments. The CEO warned Grant of reputational ruin that included pornographic content he had of her. He paid her about $1 million in February, and later stopped making the payments.
Do you think that's real? Do you think it really is not Linda discovering? She knew he was fucking around. I assume Linda knew while she was living a separate life in Florida that Vince McMahon, the pervert, was probably doing something over here in the Northeast. Do you think that's the real reason? Or do you think Vince was just trying to get her to sign an NDA and trying to sell the company?
It sounds like...
This is the part where you click subscribe. So fucking do it. Do it already. Do it. Click subscribe. Do it for your mom. Your mom would subscribe. Your mom is subscribed. Your mom.
Come on out, you rapist!
Wow.